Hello and welcome. In front of me today are a pair of STX shifters, the MC40s. I'm going to work on the left side for this part of the video. So let's get started. So we're going to begin by removing the cover and then working our way down. Oops, I'll get that after. So to remove this, it's clockwise. So we're going to take off this plate. So I'm going to lift that up. So that instantly took off the tension on this return spring. Underneath that you have a type of integrated bushing that slots into the lever. I'm going to put that there. A pull that's located just underneath here, as you can see. Underneath here we've got this spring. We're now going to remove another integrated bush. So this is thinner than the last bush that we took off, and on it is a very thin kind of copper coloured washer. Okay, so we're going to have to remove this cover to continue working on this. I think we might need to take this off. We're going to need to remove the screws here that are underneath the speed dial, I believe. Small clip here to remove. Okay, so lifting up that, we can no doubt relieve the tension on that spring underneath the pull, and we're going to lift that up. So spring, nylon bush. You'll see here on that metal plate here there's a like a notch, and that's acting as the stopper. You need to move the arm for the speed dial indicator out of the way as it's slotted into the sprocket, and we're going to lift this up gently, or not gently, and take that off. So underneath here there was this metal long bush, and there was a tiny little metal washer there all the way at the bottom, and well, underneath everything there was the spring. You can remove the actual plate as well that's holding everything here, that screw. That's what this does, and obviously you can remove the mech without having to undo anything if you need to. And we can see underneath here that the other parts are riveted. I'm going to put this back as I have no need to remove that, but if you ever do, maybe you're fixing the plastic body or something. So I'm going to put that back on now. Okay, so I've removed everything now. I'm not going to bother cleaning because I'd already added grease on this shifter in a previous video. Now I'm just going to proceed on rebuilding it, but although you might want to clean your parts. So the first thing you probably want to do is put this bolt back in place, as this kind of holds and levels out the parts as you put them on. So before we start installing, I think it's easiest to remove this part here, as it seems to kind of get in the way when we're going to be installing this, and I think we can just easily put it back. Okay, so for installing the first part with the spring and the sprocket, so that tip there is going to go into that small hole that's located right here at the tip of my finger, and the other part of the spring on the exterior is going to latch onto that part over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to first put the part that's latching on, and then once we've done that, we're going to, you put it on the side, it's easier I think, and look underneath and aim for that hole. Make sure you put it into the hole and not in another place on the sprocket, because then it's not going to tension in the right way. And so now we're going to turn, and we're going to turn clockwise, and you'll see here there's that stop already. So now we've got that in place as we'd like. Next part, we're going to take the pivoting bolt part, and we're going to slot it through and put it in its right position at the back. And now, so if you remember, there's a very thin washer So we're going to put that on the top, and then next we're going to take the long bushing, place it on the top, and we're going to aim to push that all through here on that on the hole of that sprocket. So there you go, I've got it. So now you'll see that there's a tension like there was before, and it's now stopping where there's that stopper. We can now put back the arm for the indicator. Okay, so that latching spring is going to go tucking underneath. Screwing down. Let's check that that works. It works. Okay. So we're going to put that spring. You've got that shorter tip than the that longer tip on there. You want to put the shorter tip inside where there's that hole, and then there's that nylon bush. So put that through, and you'll see here at the bottom there's this tiny little hole in that pull, and that's where the other end of the spring goes. And now we're going to tension clockwise, push down so it's nicely in place, and normally it should kind of hold onto that part there, and we can just let it go. Okay, so for this next part we're going to push that pivot not completely out, just that so it's holding the sprocket in place. And we're going to put this plate back on. Now that tip there is going to go in between those two parts of the pull, so like that. So we're going to put the top part of that pivot spring, and you're going to tension it slightly, so it's going there in the right way, and then we're going to aim towards here and then push that down onto the square part of on the cross part of that plate. Okay, so that should all be holding nicely. Okay, so make sure that that's fully pushed down well, so that allows you to put that clip, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Put that tip back, clip back on. Yeah, okay, I've got it. Now we're going to put that lever back on, and you can see that what this lever does is it pushes that pull down, but we need to put this at the same time with the cover. So to do that we're going to put the lever in the right position, and then we're going to aim for that end part of the lever to go in the right place roughly. Yeah, I can feel it's see that it's moving. Integrated bushing that goes into this part of the lever. Push it down. And next we're going to put one of the return springs. So if you remember, the return spring on here latches onto that part there, and then the tip is going to go into the tiny hole that's on the lever itself. I think I might be able to just do this with my finger. Yeah, I've done it with my finger. So pushing that down, check again that this is working. Okay, I didn't take off the pull on mine because I didn't need to, but it's fairly simple, just taking off that clip and cleaning underneath the surface. Now that pull part that's got tons of grease on it, you want to aim for that to go down into this space here. So we're going to put that in now. So you aim into that hole. Looks like I've got it in the right place. And we're going to put that bush that was on the top, stick that back there. That should keep everything in place. And you can instantly try this to see if this works. So you see there it's one click, click. Okay, so for the next part is the spring. So we're going to place that on the top, like here for example. So you have that interior part where it's going to hold onto the like a hole in the plate, and then you have the exterior part with a tip that is going to eventually latch onto here. And so we're going to just put that on the top for now, and this plate that goes on top that holds that spring in place, and that also is cross-shaped form that slides over that pivot bolt. We're going to put the tip of that spring to go over. Now obviously this isn't tension for now, so what we're going to do is we're going to tighten it up with the bolt, and we're going to go, I finally got it on. So obviously that's anti-clockwise to screw on. I wouldn't tighten this up too much, So make sure that this is flat when you're putting this spring down. Don't tighten it too much, you know, just enough so there's so it's holding it down, but there's enough play. And now we're going to take the other tip of that spring and we're going to bring it up towards here. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver with my finger. So I'm bringing it towards there and it's on, I believe. Okay, cool. Tighten it down a little bit to make sure, and let's test this for 1. Yeah, okay, so that's good. So make sure that's tightened. You can put some Loctite on this as well. Tightening down those screws. Put the ones underneath the speed dial. Yeah, that's good. Finished. Hope this helped you service your Shimano STX MC40. I'm going to wipe this down. Part 2 is coming up next. Thank you for listening. Peace out.